Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter number 3. The lessons we're going to cover today are number 3. The lessons we're going to cover today are prime or composite, prime factorization, multiplicative inverses, and divisibility rules. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. I'm on grade 7 math. Let's just start with the chapter number 3. I'm going to start with the first lesson, that is prime or composite. Is 19 a prime number or a composite number? So the first thing is we need to learn what are the prime numbers and composite numbers. So prime numbers are the one that has only two factors, one and the number itself. And composite numbers are the one that has more than two factors, right? So look at the 19. So 19 times 1 is 19. 19 has only two factors, they are 19 and 1. We do not have any other two numbers that when multiplied makes 19. So 19 times 1 is 19 are the only two factors of 19. So that means 19 is a prime number, right? Because 19 has only two factors, so it is a prime number. Let's just start with the test questions. Is 5 a prime or a composite number? So let's just look at the factors of 5. 1 times 5 is 5. We have only two factors, only two numbers that when multiplied makes 5. So 1 times 5 is a 5. So these are the only two factors that makes 5. So 5 is a prime number. So 1 times 5, 1 and 5 are only two factors of 5. So they are the prime numbers. Option number 1 is the correct option. Is 18 a prime number or a composite number? So let's just look at the factors of 18. 1 times 18 is 18. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. So 18 has more than 2 factors. So 18 has more than 2 factors, so that isn't the prime number, that is the composite number. That is the composite number. Okay, is 10 a prime number or a composite number? Very good. So which is the correct option? Yes, it is a composite number. Very good. So 10 is a composite number. Is 3 a prime number or a composite number? Yes, prime number it is. 3 is a prime number. So option number 1 is the correct option. Is 19 a prime number or a composite number? Yes, it is a prime number. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. 19 is a prime number. Is 9 a prime number or a composite number? 9 is a composite number, not a prime number. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is 15 a prime number or a composite number? Fifteen is a composite number. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is 11 a prime number or a composite number? 11 is a prime number. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is a prime number. Is 12 a prime number or a composite number? 12 is a composite number. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is prime factorization. Write the prime factorization of 6. Use exponents when appropriate and order the factors from least to greatest. So we need to write down the prime factors, right? Prime factorization means all the factors must be a prime number. How do you write the prime factors? We need to divide the number by the smallest prime number every time until we have the answer 1, right? It would be 6 divided by 2, starting with 6. The smallest prime number that can divide 6 is 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we have to divide until we have the answer 1. So basically the numbers you are dividing with are the prime factors. So they are 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is a prime factor. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Write the prime factorization of 4. So 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then 2 divided by 2 is 1. So the factors are 2 times 2. These are the prime factors. And we can write it as 2 square. The correct option is option number 1. That is 2 square. Write the prime factorization of 12. So we need to write down the prime factors of 12. So how do we write? We need to divide 12 by the smallest prime number. So the smallest prime number that can divide 12 is 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then 3 divided by 3 is 1. So these are the prime factors of 12. They are 2 times 3. And we can write this 2 times 2 as 2 square times 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 2 square times 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. So option number 1 is the correct option. That is 2 square times 3. Write the prime factors of 10. So which is the correct option? That would be 2 times 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Write the prime factors of 16. So which is the correct option? That would be, yes, option number 1 is the correct option, 2 exponent 4. Very good. Write the prime factorization of 6, which is the correct option. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. 2 times 3 are the prime factors of 6. Write the prime factorization of 9. So which is the correct option? That would be 3 square. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. Write the prime factorization of 18. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 2 times 3 square. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. That is multiplicative inverses. So let's just start with the lesson. What is the multiplicative inverse of 9 over 5? The multiplicative inverse of a function is by switching the numerator and denominator. So the fraction is 9 over 5. You just have to switch the numerator of denominator. That would be 5 over 9. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the multiplicative inverse of 7 over 9? The multiplicative inverse of 7 over 9 is 9 over 7. You have to switch the numerator and denominator. So that would be 9 over 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 10 over 7? That is 7 over 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 3 over 4, which is the correct option? That would be 4 over 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 9 over 7? That would be 5 over 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 6 over 7? That is 7 over 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. What is the multiplicative inverse of 10 over 9? That would be 9 over 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 2 over 5? That would be 5 over 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 2 over 9? That would be 9 over 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is divisibility rules. Let's just start with the lesson. Type a digit that makes this statement true. 6. Basically, the number is divisible by 10, right? So the divisibility rule is if the number is divisible by 10, if the divisibility rule is 10, the ones digit must be 0. So you need to add a 0 at the end, so that would be 0. Let's just start with the test questions. Forty-five million 421,069 divisible by 10. So which is the correct option? No, that number is not divisible by 10 because the divisibility rule for 10 is the ones digit must be 0. So here the ones digit is not 0, so that means that is not divisible by 10. Is 8,444,372 divisible by 2? Yes, it is divisible by 2 because the ones digit is either the divisibility rule for 2 is the ones digit must be either 2, 4, 6, and 8. So the ones digit is 2. So yes, that is divisible by 2. Is 9,154,400 divisible by 5? Yes, it is divisible by 5, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. What digit makes the statement true? The number is divisible by 2. So the ones digit must be the ones digit must be 2. Option number 3 is the correct option. Select all the digits that make the statement true. So which is the correct option? That would be 5 and 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. Is 37,446,824 divisible by 10? The correct option is no, the number is not divisible by 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is 2,621,764 divisible by 5? The correct option is no, the number is not divisible by 5. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math. The chapter we were working on is number theory. The lessons we have covered today are prime or composite, prime factorization, multiplicative inverse, and divisibility rules. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next